Welcome back for another repair video. Today we're going to be looking at another PS4 model CUH-1215 that has the white light of death. And I'm going to show you kind of how I go through figuring out, what the problem is. Looks like it's rebooting again now. Probably doing a storage check, but it's not cooperating right now. It's giving me the white light back. But as you can see, no signal. It is connected to this TV. There's the white light back. And you can wiggle the connector, nothing happens. It doesn't come and go, which is kind of making me think it's not a connector problem, because usually you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit and you'll get a moment of noise or something on the screen. That's not happening at all. So I'm going to do a few quick checks before I take it apart. And I thought I would just kind of record a video of what I was checking as I did it. Okay, the PlayStation is powered down. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use a HDMI breakout board here. Plug it in here. We're going to take some diode mode readings. And I'm going to get a ground right here from my breakout board. It has a separate ground pin right here. And not sure how hard this is going to be to see, but pin 1. You can see the reading there. That looks about normal. 2 should be ground. It is. 3.455. That looks a little low. That 0.53 is a normal reading. So just make a note of that. That pin 3 looked a little low. 0.5398 on pin 4, that looks normal. 5 is grounded, normal. 6, 539, that looks good. 7, 543, that's fine. 8, ground, that's normal. 9, 543, that's good. 10, 553, I'll take that. 11, ground. 12, that looks a little low. 459 looks a little low for that one. 13, 519. 14 has no connection. 15, 68. 0.689. These all look good. 17 is grounded. 18. Yeah, 0.6. That looks normal. And 19. All right. So really only a couple of signals there looked out of the ordinary. The next thing I'd like to check. Let me get some power back on it. The power cord will reach with it turned around this way, because usually it's turned the other way. Yeah, neither one of these is going to reach, are they? Let me move some stuff around. We'll get another shot. Well, I've repositioned things a little bit so we could, so I could get it plugged in and get some power on it. I want to check the 5 volts coming out of this port. Pin 18 is supposed to be plus 5 volts. And I know, let's see if I can zoom in a little, that if I don't have that 5 volts, I will not get any video out. So that's something I'd like to check. Let me get a ground. And we'll get on pin 18. Okay. 4.98. Let me zoom back out. I kind of forgot about showing it. Well, except I can't get it to zoom back out. Oh, there we go. 18. 4.98. That looks excellent. I have seen in the past, if that voltage is a little bit low, like 4.75, it does not work. But that looks perfect. No problem there. So I'm kind of suspecting we're going to have a bad HDMI encoder IC. There are filters coming out to these differential pairs. Like 1 and 3 are a differential pair. 4 and 6 are a differential pair. 7 and 9, 10 and 12. And so those are lines that work as pairs, and they go through some balanced filters. But if those were open, I wouldn't be able to get those voltage readings or diode readings like I got earlier. So I don't think that's the issue. Kind of leaning towards a bad encoder, I see. In this unit, if you look, still has the tape. It's never been opened. So no one's been in there messing around. Doesn't leave a whole lot of options. Well, here we are inside at the workbench. We've got the board under the microscope here. And I want to go through a few readings with you. My meter's in continuity mode. I tend to use that. It works about the same as the diode mode. You get about the same readings. It's just it says ohms instead of volts or millivolts. So let's look. Right here's the port, you can see, which looks really nice, by the way. It looks in good shape, so I don't think that's the problem. But on these filters right here, which you can see go straight into the encoder IC, I want to take a few checks. Like this pair, if I go across this pair of connections, should get a reading of like 1050, I think it is, something like that. Okay, 1060 on that one. That looks good. And across here, it's another differential pair output, 1060. That looks good. Go to the third one here. That looks low, 850. That looks wrong. And then we have the last one over here. That also looks wrong. 800. Varying around 700, 800. So that to me is further evidence that our encoder IC right here is bad. Several of its outputs are bad. It doesn't seem to be shorted. Like sometimes if they're totally shorted, you can measure across this capacitor right here. You know, power supply bypass, and you'll get a reading of really, really low, but that's like 400 ohms. So I don't think it's necessarily shorted, but some of the output transistors that drive these, the pins, some of those I think have gone bad. Who knows why? They do just die. Sometimes, if it's lightning can damage them, but sometimes they just die. So I think we'll be replacing an encoder IC. I do think I have these on hand. So let's get to it. Alright, the new encoder IC is installed. Let's make a few quick checks, continuity checks on this port. I've got the breakout board in place here, you can see. Let's go from 1 to 3. That looks good. From 4 to 6. That looks good. 7 to 9. That looks good. 10 to 12. And that does not look good. I think one of my filters has opened up. They do not like heat. Yep, that one's open. Okay, let's check these other ones to ground. I've got the red probe on ground. Let's go ahead and check 13. That looks good. 14 is no connection. 15, that looks good. 16 is good. 17 is ground. 18 is good. 19 is good. Okay, so I just got to I got to replace a filter. Sometimes they just open up. They don't like the heat too much. Let me get that changed out, and then we will be ready to test this thing out. Well, here we are back out in the garage, and I think we're ready to test this. I've got it together just enough to see if it's going to work or not. So I'm not overly confident that it's going to work. Not enough to put it back together completely. So I don't even have the power button in there yet. Let's see what happens. All right, HDMI is hooked up, power is hooked up, hard drive is in. Let's see what happens. The monitor locked. Ah, good. Came right up to the logo. Oh, it has an update. Okay, well, I think I'll end this video here. So it turns out it was the HDMI encoder, but swap that out. I still hate doing QFN packages, but it is what it is. But it looks like it's going to work fine. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, if you thought it was educational, entertainment, or just silly, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.